is to make it to the finals and win a championship. But when you set the bar that high, you're going to tend to reach smaller goals on your journey to reach your bigger goal. Now, I say that to say this. We already know LeBron James' mindset season in, season out is to win the championship. Here it is, right? We look at the Lakers last season. They were 1,500 games below 500 with Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, right? One of the biggest failures in NBA history. LeBron James averaged 30. He averaged 30. And so when he look at certain situations like last season and you see LeBron James playing in the Drew League, you see him working out. It's July. We're talking about a guy that's entering year 20. He is sending a message not only to the Lakers and Rob Pelinka to say, hey, let's improve this roster. I don't have time to waste. But he's talking to Anthony Davis. He's talking to Russell Westbrook, because if they don't make moves, now all of a sudden you have this somewhat big three and LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. And LeBron is saying, damn it, I'm going to come in and do my part. AD, I need you to work on your body. I need you to be healthy. Russell Westbrook, I need you to work on your game and come in and learn how to play without the ball in your hands and be more efficient. So is he sending a message to the Lakers and his teammates? Hell yeah, he was when he said that.
I think he's sending a message to everybody that's not named LeBron James. Jeannie Buss about a month ago came out and talked about how she missed the late Kobe Bryant, and he would have the answers for her. He's also talking to Jeannie. He's talking to AD. He's talking to Westbrook. He's talking to Kyrie. If Kyrie somehow wind up in a Laker uniform, he's letting everybody know that he is obsessed with winning. And it's either win or bust. And that's probably been the way for him his entire professional career. Perk mentioned it, 20 years. And so the only thing in the mentality that you know is to finish strong and win championships. Anything else is unacceptable. And I think both me and Perk, as former athletes, we understand that. We know guys like LeBron James are obsessed with winning. That's all. You don't play 20 years and 25 years if you are not obsessed with winning, okay? 4 titles is not enough. And he wants to let his teammates know that, and whoever's going to join him, don't come to the Lakers if you're not willing to put in the work. You see me, I'm out in Compton putting in work in Compton, California, in a small gym. I'm not in a big gym with 50,000 people. I'm in a small gym with a couple thousand people. So I understand clearly what LeBron is saying, and I think anybody else that wants to play basketball with him better start understanding, or else it's going to be a long season again for my Los Angeles Lakers, and I'm going to have to listen to Perk. I was about to say something else, but I'm going to have to listen to you, Perk. Mess with me all the time.
Hey, Key, Molly, let me say something to y'all. Yeah. LeBron James, when it comes down to being in the locker room and being a leader, he does not like controversy at all. LeBron James is not a guy that speaks out like he's not a vocal leader. He leads by example, but in the locker room, he's not a guy that's going to get up in your face. He's not going to call you out. But when he does send messages, like that subliminal message he shot on the shot, with that message, he mean business. And that means that he's been watching from afar. One thing about LeBron James, we know that he's very active in social media. He watches and don't miss a damn thing. He's watching to see what his teammates are doing. He's watching to see if they're working out. He's watching to see if it bothered them how the Lakers season ended last year. He's watching all that. So when he come out and he say these type of things, it means something. And I think everybody need to take it serious because he's not playing. He's not playing at all. And the one thing about LeBron James, you could be brothers, y'all could be cool, but when it comes down between those lines, he's all about winning.
And he should be all about winning, because one of the things that in L.A., as you know, Perk, one championship is not good enough. Mm-hmm. He came here to deliver multiple championships. He got us the first one. But it's LeBron damn James. It's not just a normal NBA guy. This is one of the top 2-3 NBA players of all times, and we expect championships, especially if you came here with that promise as somewhat of a short-term rental. He wasn't homegrown. He wasn't the Kobe Bryant homegrown, although Kobe wasn't drafted here. He was traded here during the draft process. Magic Johnson, homegrown. So if LeBron wants to be in that category with those guys as a Laker, he knows that he has to win championships because one ain't enough. We expect many as Laker fans here in Los Angeles from him, even at this age, because he's so great. And we believe he can do it with the help of AD. But if AD's not going to be there, and if Westbrook ain't going to be there, and then Kyrie is kind of iffy, it's going to look bad on LeBron. And LeBron knows that.
Let's go to Westbrook right now. And obviously, he also knows there's a window of opportunity for him. So after 14 years, Lakers star Russell Westbrook and his agent, Thad Foucher of Wasserman, have parted ways. Foucher telling ESPN irreconcilable differences as the reason for the breakup between he and his longtime client. Westbrook's future with the Lakers remains uncertain as he
trade with the Pacers, but the expectation remains that Phoenix will match the record $133 million offer sheet once it's signed by Ayton, sources told ESPN. If the Suns do match the offer sheet, they can't trade Ayton anywhere until at least January 15th, and can't trade him to Indiana for a year. Ayton will also have veto power on any trade for a year. DeAndre Ayton averaged 17.2 points and 10.2 rebounds this past season with the Suns, shooting 63.4% from the field and 74.6% from the foul line. Mark J. Rebilas USA Today Sports. Namakian of Innovate Sports and Duffy of BDA Sports and WME had insisted to the Suns that they could find a maximum contract offer for Ayton in the marketplace, and they are now delivering it with the offer sheet. The Suns had never made Ayton a max offer, suggesting they didn't value him as a max player. If they don't match the sheet, the Suns will lose the 2018 number 1 pick without compensation. The biggest offer sheet signed by a team that wasn't matched was when Harrison Barnes was signed by the Dallas Mavericks for 4 years and $94.4 million in 2016, the same summer when Barnes' former team, the Golden State Warriors, signed Kevin Durant as a free agent. Ayton has been enthusiastic about the possibility of pairing with talented young guard Tyrese Halliburton and becoming a centerpiece of the Pacers' rebuild, sources told ESPN. Indiana traded Malcolm Brogdon earlier this offseason and Domantas Sabonis last season, shifting into a new era centered around an exciting young backcourt of Halliburton, an emerging star, and rookie Benedict Mathurin, the 6th pick in last month's NBA draft. The Pacers would have to clear out $4.7 million in cap space to sign Ayton to the max offer sheet. To do that, Indiana is waiving guard Dwayne Washington and waiving and stretching the 3 players who arrived in the Boston trade for Brogdon, Malik Fitz, Juwan Morgan, and Nick Stauskas, sources told ESPN. Ayton, who turns 24 next week, was drafted with the first pick in the 2018 draft out of Arizona, part of a star-studded draft class that also included Luka Doncic, 3rd, Jaren Jackson Jr.,